Triton Nation. We are here in St. Charles, Missouri. Lindenwood St. Charles Lions taking on the away team, Iowa Central Tritons. Got a humdinger of a match today. I'm Dan Petefish. I'll be the voice for this afternoon. Javier Sanchez and Philip Woodhouse, man in the camera, taking action over there, keeping us dry. We are about 50 degrees, maybe a little over. It is rainy, drizzly, not real stormy, but the water's coming down from the sky, that's for sure. We're about ready to get off here. Reese Smith will be your captain for the day. He'll be wearing the number 10, center field right now. He'll also have kicking duties for the most part. And your trains are off. It's going to be a deep kick to start this one. Deep in territory. That is Richard Felton. Scrum half for the Lions, getting a boot to touch from behind the 22. Richard Felton played with the Tritons last year. Did a fantastic job for them. He was also here on the national championship team for the Tritons. So he's got some experience at big games. Brought that down to the Lions. A strong lineup by both teams there. Received well by the Tritons, but fought well in the air by the Lions. Lions getting a penalty here. Did not see a call. Maybe coming in from the side, I believe that was. A kick for touch off the penalty. And Lions are just outside the 22.
To the Lindenwood Lions.
Lions successful on their first line out, and they are going to maul this one. Got about 4 or 5 meters off the start. Halted, spun off, and continuing on. They're going to charge this one quite a ways down into Triton territory. Triton's getting a solid hold on this one. Richard Felton's going to go to the weak side. He's got a winger out there. Dotted down for the try. Lions go up a minute and 14 seconds into this match. 5-0. It's going to be a kick attempt from touch. A couple of mistakes by the Tritons to start that one off. Lions dot one in. It was a solid line out, just did not get off the top quick enough. Lions sizing this one up. Again, he's just about a meter from touch. It's going to be a long kick. About 32 yards deep and as far wide as you can get. Just wide right on that one. It did have enough distance. It just didn't quite have the tailgate. In 15s, when you score, you also receive the kick. Reese Smith about to put another one. This one not quite 10. Killed in the air by Malik Thomas. Loose head for the Tritons. A few different options in the game of 15s for a ball that doesn't go 10 meters. The most commonly selected will be a scrum at center. Again, the wet conditions are going to make for a tough one here. You got two powerhouse scrums. Lots of strength in both of those, especially in the front rows. And that one just came down, folded in. First look at your starting lineup, your forwards for the day. Malik Thomas at number 1, Garrett Sanders Crook at number 2, Elijah Hayes at number 3. Playing number 4 today is Triton Thompson. Number 5 is Tuya Tupuola. Playing number 6 is Michael Carnes. Number 7, Dakota Southward. Sorry, apologize there. And playing number 8, I believe, is Alec Johnson at number 8. That ball kicked downfield and out of the back of the try zone. Lightens almost had a certain try there. Didn't want to risk trying to pick it up and dropping it, so they tried to just tap it a little bit and went straight out. Fortunate for the Tritons, though, that will be a 22 dropout. On a 22 dropout, the ball just has to cross the 22-meter line, which in this case is probably the 25 on the field. It just has to cross that line and is good to play. A nice deep kick by Reese Smith here. Richard Felton catching that one. Lions going to put a high ball up. Chasers on. Alec Johnson retrieving that one. He's going to take this one into contact. Blake Thomas getting his first touch. He shucks one. Keeps a hold of that ball. A tight grip by the Lighton there. A wobbly pass eventually brought in by Tuya Tupuola. He's going to get in there, get a few meters after contact. Reese Smith trying to shred just a little bit. He's finding a couple gaps and gaining some meters out of that one. Big Elijah Hayes running hard into contact, getting wrapped up by two line defenders there, and eventually brought down. Dakota Southworth catching that one and sending that one out. Looks like an offsides. Reese Smith has a few options here. Looks like he's going to kick for touch. A big boot on Reese there. Well into the stands. Tritons with a line out of their own again. Inside line territory. Stolen well by the Lions. And a deep kick for territory. Tony scooping that one in. He's got Vayance Vano to counter with. Draws a high tackle. Another penalty, about the same spot. Reese Smith with another chance to kick that one. Finds touch, beautifully placed. What's Liam's last name? You got Liam at scrum half. Just to run down your black line, Reese Smith at number 10 again. He is your captain. Another stolen line out for the Lions. They're doing fantastic in the set pieces so far. 100% on both sides of the ball. That's a big number 7 for the Lions, running hard up the gut there. Richard Felton with the box kick. He's going to get some territory. It's a foot race. Viance Vano's back to chase this one. He's going to slide on this one, get up, crawl forward for just a bit. A massive hit and a insanely forward pass there. I don't know. All right, it's going to be a scrum down to the Lions at the 5. Number 9, recent number 10, playing number 11 today, Jaden Williams. Number 12, Gregor Gourlay. Number 13, Oliver Cuete. Playing number 14, Tony. And number 15, Vano. A weak side 8-man pick, takes it in, thoughts it down, try to the Lions. About 10 minutes into this matchup, Tritons are down 10-0 pending conversion attempt. Oh, a big boot off the inside of the post, and it sneaks in. Lines up 12-0 on your Tritons. Nice high wide kick there from Reese Smith. Caught at a dead sprint by the winger, number 14. An open field play are the Lions. He got a nice offload there, got it back to him. And it's going to be not releasing the ball. A quick counter ruck there by the Tritons led to a penalty in their favor. And it's going to be a kick for touch from Reese Smith here. He's had a couple nice booming kicks downfield so far. And another one indeed. And they're going to, a brilliant effort to keep that ball in, slapped it back. I actually thought it might have been in, but the touch judge on the Lions side says that it hit the line. So it is going to be a line out to the Tritons at the 22-meter line. It'd be a beautiful thing to see some offense get a little bit of territory here. All right, dot down a try. See what the Tritons can put together. They get a beautiful, beautiful read there by the Lions to steal the line out, but an even better one by Dakota Southworth. He saw the ball coming. The guy slid the ball, and he put him down on the ground right away. A nice ball over. Viance Vano going to take this one in. looking to make something happen. Met hard by the Lion defense. Triton Thompson running straight up and down, tackled just like so. Drop back for a 5-gain loss, or for a 5-meter loss. Elijah Hayes getting chopped down at the legs right away. Oliver Coete getting his first touch. Rumbling and stumbling forward. Tritons, I believe, are on a penalty advantage, and the advantage was not gained. Richie Felton looking for a drop goal. That's a beautiful attempt. It wasn't too far off, considering the pressure he's under. But it is a penalty in favor of the Tritons. Reese Smith going to have a chance to gain some territory for his Tritons again. Nice ball, finding touch again. Inside Lions territory once more. Get ready for this ball though. And a lineout won by the Tritons. Off the top, straight down almost. Malik Thomas getting that one and then getting stripped off. Ball lost forward. Richard fell into the loose head. Loose head lost that one forward. Scooped up by the lock. It's going to kill play, and it's going to be a scrum to the Tritons. I believe that was a early push by the Tritons, or not receiving the contact, one of the two. Both teams put on notice by the sir. Gregor Gorley has this one in the backfield, stumbling. And a stolen ball. Another ball kicked forward. Into touch it goes. A brilliant attacking play there. Thought he broke free. Man had him by the jersey, pulling it back, so he puts a boot through. And it's going to be a 5-meter line out to the Tritons. Tritons were successful on their last line out. See if they can get this done again. Dig themselves out of this hole. Ball dropped straight down. It looks like a knock on by the Lions. Might have been on the ground trying to scoop it up and it was lost. A kick for touch from behind the 22. Let's see where the mark is here. It's about 15 out. Lions with the line out. A successful one. Maul coming again. Still going. It's going to be a penalty. Not 100% sure what it was. I'm not sure if it was maybe a collapse. And a quick tap and go. Richard Felton, brilliant to see the lack of awareness by the Tritons. Taps go, starts sliding at the 3-meter line. Finds the try zone right in the corner. 17-0 pending conversion attempt. Again, this kick will pretty much be from touch. A big boot falling just short. 17-0 remains the tally here. 20 minutes to go in this first half. This side's kicking, right? A nice deep kick, received well by the Lions. A counter kick from Richie coming through there. Loose ball on the ground, scooped up by Vanzvano. Held up, this one's gonna be a maul. Tritons moving it, Lions holding steady pretty well. Nothing come of it. Scrum down to the Lions. They've been trying to get one of those mauls in all day long. Finally do so and reap the benefits of it. Scrum down to the Lions right about the midway mark here. Last scrum down for the Lions. They drove downfield quite a ways before getting this ball out. Losing his bind, says the sir. Losing a bind. I believe that might have been the flanker. All in all, straight arm to the Tritons. Reese Smith with a chance to get deep into territory of the Lions here. And a sky-high ball stays in. Richard Felton takes that one. Looks like not sure what the call was there. I'm not sure if this is going to be a scrum for the knock-on or if he stepped out before he released that ball. We're just taking a minute here. Clock's still running. Sir's having a conversation. Just having a conversation about what he meant by the releasing the bind. off of the scrum there. All is well. Ball thrown. Tritons were not up. Lions received that one well off the Triton lineout. A nice high ball by the Lions. Viance Vano back on the chase. Straight back, says the sir. Number 11 with a brilliant open field tackle there on the fullback for the Tritons. Malik Thomas running hard straight up. Trayton Thompson getting that one. And a knock on by the Lions. A big hunt off the kick there by Tony Robinson. Attempted kick by Reese Smith there. He very rarely misses touch. I think Richard Felton read that one perfectly and timed it just right. Got back there and got a tip on that. He came flying from across the field to get a hand on that one. So after the knock on by the Lions, scrum down to the Tritons. A huge push by the Lions. That ball was out. Well done by Richie Felton to read it for the scrum. And a try after some champagne passing on the outside in the channel.
Try to Jake Jacobs.
Fly half for the Lions, sizing this one up. Another wide conversion attempt coming. He is 1 for 3 so far in the day. Chance to get back to 500. A nice strike, but it falls just left. It's going to remain 22-0. Lions up. 13 left in this first half. Another beautiful kickoff there by Reese Smith. And a brilliant run, finding his support. He's going to find contact. Looking for an offload, does get it out. And another brilliant counter ruck. I'm not sure who got that one, but they got hands on that ball quickly after the tackle, and it's going to be another penalty in favor of the Tritons. I believe that was Mike Carnes. Absolute brilliant play. It's happened a few times for the Tritons. Lineout Iowa Central. And another stolen ball by the Lions. It's like they know right where it's going every time, and they just get a man there first. Stolen well again by Mike Carnes. Mike Carnes is having a day on the counter rucks. Oliver Quite running hard. Alec Johnson getting stuffed about 3 meters back. Clinical tackling by the Lions. Elijah Hayes with a head of steam, knocking the first one off and driving for a few meters after contact. Reese Smith with a dummy pass, looking to make something happen. 8-man for the Lions. Holding up that one, forcing a maul. Nothing comes of it. And it's going to be a scrum down to Lindenwood. Out the back door. That was the winger from the opposite side inserting there. That was a nice scheme. Richard Felton getting that one off to the flanker. Gets that one off to number 12. Lost forward, not seen. It's only lost forward about 1.5 meters, 2 meters there. Lions driving hard. Richard Felton gives that one back to the inside, to the flanker. I believe the call might have been held up. So it's going to be a scrum down to the Lions at the 5. It was just a stoppage for a loose lace, I believe, there. Back at it. Scrum down to the Lions. Carried in and then held up. So it is a scrum to the team that carried it in. Inserted man. Tritons couldn't adjust for it. Running a couple good lines in the back line there, and it just created a gap. $27-0, 7 minutes left in this first half up. Fly half with one last look. The approach. Not quite there. 27-0. Score remains. Smith getting a nice big boot on again. Richard Felton retrieving that one. And a counter kick coming. Tony Robinson taking that one out of the air. He's got Viance Vaughn on the outside. Tony Robinson trying to make something happen here. Retains possession, secures the ball just about the 40. Ball into touch. Rough pass coming out, getting to Dakota Southworth. Could not ring that one in. Was a knock on there. No advantage gained as the ball was kicked downfield. And it was going to be a Triton lineout. So instead we have a Lions scrum. Gus Sokol coming in for Michael Carnes. Something not sitting right with Michael Carnes there. Very rare to see that man calling to get out of a match. Lions successful on the scrum. Ball on the outside. Viance Vaughn looking to slap that one off. And does not quite get it down. It's going to be a try for the Lions. (32-0) pending conversion attempt. Sizing it up here. Straight through and a beautiful stab at that one. 34-0 is your tally here. 2 minutes before the end of the half. Your Tritons would love to punch one in here before heading into the locker room. Reese Smith with a nice another nice deep kick. Counter coming from Richard Felton. Straight into the hands of Jaden Williams. Alec Johnson getting this one over to Liam Jason. Gets it over to Viance Vaughn. He's going to cut this one upfield. Almost breaking free. Malik Thomas got that ball off to Elijah Hayes, and Elijah Hayes stumbling forward for 10 or 15. Sir says the rucker went straight through the ruck And around the side to pick that one up was the Lions. Kick downfield. Vion's Vinyl scooping this one. Looking for some room to run. Does not find anything. Lockdown defense by the number 14 winger for the Lions. Tuya Tupuola lowering a shoulder, driving in. Making that line defender pay for that tackle. Reese Smith under a lot of pressure for that kick. Does get it off. Got some distance on it too. Lions with the line out here. Taken nicely. Fed out the back. Five-on-five tackle there. Tuya Tupuola driving that one in. Getting the man down. Lions knocking on the door again. Time is off. Penalty in favor of the Lions. Richard Felton going for another quick tap and go. Does get the pass off, and it's going to be a try to the Lions. With time expired, the Lions thought another one down in the first half here. Richard Felton with another brilliant tap and go from the 5-meter line. He has had a splendid first half. Conversion attempt coming with time expired, 39-0. Wide ball, 39-0 is the tally right now. And we are going to the half. Okay, all right. Just leave it there. Just don't have to be. I think I'm going on to coach, but I don't know. It's absolutely freezing out here. Nope, we need you, bud.
I don't mind. So you're just upset over a little shrinkage?
I'm not upset over a little shrinkage, you douche.
The audio's not off.
How do you think we did in that first half? How do you think we did in that first half?
Can you hold our umbrella? Lord, man. Don't let the camera get wet. Jeez. Keep it like close to it.
Yeah, laugh it up.
There's Brock's. Yeah?
Hey, do you want to hold the umbrella first?
I'm going back in my master crazy box.
We would leave Hobby Queer to do it, but
Is that my new nickname?
Hobby Queer.
After you call me a bitch, yes. Okay, I guess I deserve it.
So I got the blue and orange boots. I played with him in Texas, and then
why did they just switch one move for the other?
actually they're both players of his. They just best friends, and they both played on.
So they bought, they each had a pair of boots and I just traded.
No, Evan, the guy who's got the ball now, those are both his. Both pairs are his. But they're best friends. They will play each
So that's an actual pair of boots.
other.
No, they can't because they both have left.
Let it out!
They both have right.
I was told that both boots are Evan's and both pairs are his.
There might just be two stickers.
Not feel one. He's the one who wanted to be a swap. What do you think of Tom?
Calm down, wind.
Vodka do count.
Huh? What? I can show you. Alright, Brock Lesnar. Hey, don't. I'm holding the umbrella.
Oh man. Bright side, you wouldn't be cold if you were sleeping hot.
What?
It's the bright side, you won't be cold when I make you sleep hot.
Don't.
I got fast hands for me to sleep hot.
I would not take you.
Timo, was he sleeping before or after his shot?
Stop it, Javi. What? I'm cold, man. I'm moving.
Volume's on. Let's go. We're back out here.
That was a full use of Harry Potter. Huh? What? Once a Harry Potter fan, always a Harry Potter fan.
Mike picks up everything it's all about. All right. Back at it, 39-0 was the tally. The first kickoff for the Lynx goes about 8 meters. And it appears it's going to be a scrum down for the Tritons. Couple subs in. Maceo Cummings actually came in the first half for Trey Thompson. He is in at lock. And then, of course, we have Gus Sokol playing flank in place of Michael Carnes. Alec Johnson, ball popped out the back. Read it nicely. Got that one out to Gregor Gorlu. Got that off to Vion Zvano. He's going to secure this for the Tritons. Malik Thomas, head of steam, running into contact there. Gus Sokol getting a few steps, finding the inside shoulder. Reese Smith giving that off to big Elijah Hayes. It's going to be an offsides advantage for the Tritons. Vianzvano off on the race. A big tackle by the fullback for the Lions. Elijah Hayes running hard, finding a gap, getting ahead for a couple meters. Tuya Tupuola looking for some space. Dakota Southworth getting that offload out to Malik Thomas. Trying stringing together the first few phases they've really had this match. Gus Sokol getting wrapped up and held up so far. And it's going to be a maul. Tritons bringing it in. Nothing coming of it. Lions scrum down. Obviously power too. I mean, he's just grabbing men and holding them in the air. Ball coming out the back for the Lions. Richard Felton feeding this one to his back line. A pop and top. Vianzvano on the hunt. A Lindenwood bounce. He's going to get wrapped up as soon as that gets there. Tony Robinson doing a nice job of securing that ruck, though. Dakota Southworth running hard, met by a couple defenders. Reese Smith got this one out to Garrett Sanders Cook. This is Gaz's first touch. He's got a jersey tackle on him, but that gets the offload out to Tuya Tupuola. Looking for an offload to Maceo Cummings. Ball lost forward, though, and it's scrum advantage to the Lions, and they're going to take this one up, see what they can do with it. Offload to the outside. Keeps giving it. I believe that was Tanashi dragging a man for a few meters. But ball lost forward, and Vianzvano on it. Tritons secure the ball deep in their own territory. Oliver Quete taking this one in. And Reese Smith kicking for territory, trying to get this ball out into the stands. It is. No counter coming. It's going to be a line out in favor of the Lions, right about the 40. We've had some great rugby so far in this second half from both teams, defensively and offensively. A couple miscues by both teams, but recovered well. Andrew Harada coming in, Gus Sokol coming out. Harada's going to step in at hooker, taking over those duties, and Gareth Sanders Crook, also known as Gaz, going to slide to the flank. I believe flank is where Gaz played last year, all year for the Tritons. Had a great season out there. He's going to go back to his original Triton roots. Forward pass was the call, scrummed out to the Tritons. A massive push by the Lions, and it's going to be a penalty in their favor. My goodness, as soon as that ball came in, they just started sprinting. Straight arm for the Lions. We'll see what the call is here. Looks like a kick for touch. These conditions, wind against them, is no way going for points from this far out. And quite a kick it was. That's going to put him a favorable spot. My touch judge there, but that's going to put him just outside the 5. Maul coming. And it's going to be try time for the Lions. Not quite sure who got that in for him, but it's going to be 44-0. Pending conversion attempt here. Wide left. Just an unfortunate slice there for the Lions kicker. 44-0 remains the tally. Another substitution for the Tritons. Malachi Vantagiato coming in for Viance Vano. Vano's had a busy day retrieving kicks. Put in some work this afternoon. Reese Smith finding a gap, but charged on real well by the Lions. Big fend from the Lion lock there. Going to the weak side. It's going to be a scrum down. Scrum down in favor of the Tritons. Looked like a knock-on was called. Shout out to the referee today. Eyes can't be everywhere, and so far he's actually caught a large amount of everything. Hasn't missed hardly anything. So good for him for that. Big push by the Lions. Looks like it's going to be a re-scrum. Possibly a spun. The subs that came on for this Lion squad in the front row are massive. 17 and 18 for the Lions. Have already made their impact well known. Richard Felton with immense pressure on the scrum half of the Tritons. Liam Jason had to slap that ball backwards just to get it to his fly half. Dakota Southworth taking this one in. Reese Smith taking a step, finding some space, and getting a kickoff. And a nice kick it was. This is going to get him out right near the 50. I must apologize. I misspoke earlier. Garrett Sanders-Cook stayed at hooker. Andrew Hirata stepped in to play flank. Did we carry that ball in? Ball carried in behind the 22, says the sir. Therefore, you cannot kick directly into touch. So an option to take the line out where the ball was kicked, or option to take the line out cleared on field. The obvious choice there is to take it where the ball was kicked. Successful line out for the Lions. Big Elijah Hayes taking down the only man on the field that might match him in size, Tanashi. Another forward pass, another ignored call there. Forward that, okay. Unseen, out of position. I'm not sure what the call was there. I spoke too soon on giving the ref props, apparently. Ball was passed at the 10, received at the 7. I don't know what the miss was there. But we have a try for the Lions. 49-0, pending conversion attempt. Lions just missed one from this same spot. It is a difficult day for kicking, that is for certain. Wind is blowing, rain is coming down. Flags up, conversion through. 51-0 is the tally. 26 left in this matchup. Tritons need to regroup, regather, and see if they can get some offense going here. Still 4 subs on the bench for the Tritons. High ball does go 10, perfectly 10. Wasn't quite sure if it was going to make it or not. I don't think anybody was. But it did get there. Diving over the top for the ruck there was number 5 for the Lions. Coming in hard, but the ruck was formed. Just kind of slid over there. I'd imagine a kick for touch is coming. Maybe a kick for post. Reese Smith was eyeing it. He's definitely got the leg for it. He's got the wind at his back, but it is wet out here. Kick for touch indeed. This one's going to get there. And it's going to be just inside the 22 for the Lions. We'll see what the call is here. Nice line out for the Tritons and a maul attempt here coming. Ball does get out there. Reese Smith looking for somebody. Gets it to Oliver Quitt. They lost forward. And the Lions on the counter. Richie Felton was far off sides, but charging this one down. I don't think the Sir saw that either. Tony Robinson looking for some help, staying on his feet to find some support. Oliver Quitt lowering his shoulder, getting through. Tuya Tupuola. There was nobody there. There was nobody making a tackle. Obstruction with no attempt at a tackle or anybody within 5 meters called there. But there are 2 subs coming on. Malik Thomas and Elijah Hayes stepping off. That is big Lane Prusner and Samuel Tribe coming on. About 22 and a half left in this matchup. 51-0 is your tally. Solid scrum by both sides there. That one got out the back. Richard Felton saw a gap and he kicked it through. Tony Robinson scooping this one up. Strong defense by the winger there, but Tony Robinson now he's able to slip away. He's trying to make something happen. Finally hits the deck. Secured ball by the Tritons. Strong support getting back there. Counter rucks coming from the Lions after a couple seconds. Got that ball out to Lane Prusner. Lane Prusner with his first touch keeps secure. Dropped down behind the line. Alec Johnson stumbling forward for a couple meters. Reese Smith under immense pressure. Does get this one off, but it's going to stay in. And lost forward. Lost forward by a reserve there for the Lions. Time off for, I don't know if it's blood maybe? I think it's a blood sub. I don't know if they're going to sub anybody off. They just called time. Going to get them wrapped up. Oh, sub is coming on. I apologize. Scrum for the Tritons. Big push for the Lions. Ball does get out. I'm not sure how that got there, but it did. Reese Smith running forward, dragging a couple defenders. To the weak side, Tuya Tupuola looking to get that one off to Tony Robinson, who ball hits the ground. Quick ball coming from the Lions, and it's in. They're off to the races, and they got numbers on the outside. Quickly responded well by the Tritons, though. Another forward pass there, missed. And a kick through by Richard Felton. Big field here at Lindenwood, and it's off to the races. Ball secured. Feet looked like they were in. This should be a try time for the Lions. What? Was anybody on him? Oh, he was? Malachi Vantagiato saving the try there. Held up was the call. Confirmed with the touch. It's going to be a 5-meter scrum to the Lions.
Is it 2:14.5 for the weekend?
I believe so, yeah. 4D.
Thank you.
Nice. Boys need some playing time. Both teams. Big scrum by the Lions. Got the ball out. Off to the outside center. Inside center getting this one out to the fullback. Fullback gets it to the winger. Winger looked to center it. Did not get there, but he did get 5 on the board for our squad. 56-0 is the tally. About 18 minutes left in this matchup. Wind picking up here in St. Charles. Apologize if there's any technical difficulties. Literally the wind's just blowing 15, 20 miles an hour, spitting rain. Trying to bring you the best quality. One job. Number 12 having a swipe at this one. No question, straight through. Beautiful kick by the inside center. 58-0. Reese Smith with another beautiful kickoff, deep and high. And we're just going to take this one up, they say. Number 5 for the Lions. Getting an offload off perfectly to Maceo Cummins for the Tritons. He's going to turn this one around. Stolen well, though, in the breakdown. Kick over the top. Jaden Williams receives that one nicely. Takes it into contact. Rucker's there for the Tritons. Andrew Harada, I believe that's his first carry of the day. Reese Smith got this one to Alec Johnson. Alec Johnson getting double leg, taken down hard. Reese Smith kicking through. Hard squibber through, but he got about 15 to 20 meters for a squad. It's going to be a line out to the Lions. Ball lost backwards by the Lions. They're retrieved by the in center. Stolen, but they're saying that the maul, or not the maul, I apologize. They're saying that the ruck was formed and it was hands in. That was Alec Johnson, though, and he was off to the races. I'm not sure any defender was going to get to him. Instead, it's a kick for touch by the Lions and a beautiful boot. Gonna be a line out at about the 40. That ball got out of there just in time. Big Sam Tribe was going to take that ball carrier down. Reese Smith getting called for hands on the ruck. I'm not sure if he was the tackler or not, but they're saying he didn't release him. Something. saying something. I'm not sure. I didn't really get it. High kick. This one looks like it's going to stay in. Tony Robinson on it. Keeps it in. Dakota Southworth, head of steam. Big Sam Tribe. Making them earn it. Tuya Tupuola clearing out the ruck. A high ball to Andrew Harada. It's going to pin the Tritons back 10 meters on that one. Lane Prusner running hard. High tackle advantage for the Tritons. Penalty advantage for the Tritons. Thankfully so, because that one was charged down. They've been reading, Lions have been reading it all day. And for the past 67 minutes, Reese Smith has done a fantastic job avoiding it, but Richard Felton definitely got on that one. But a penalty advantage. Reese Smith with a nice angle for touch. He's going to have a chance to get a lot of meters for his squad here. He's going to put him just outside the 45. I can't. Line out for the Tritons. Read well by the Lions. Ball out and lost backwards. Dakota Southworth, he's been all over the field all day. And Alec Johnson right there on the tackle as well. Lions charging forward. Brilliant inside ball to the flank. That was unnecessary, don't you think? You see that? After the whistle.
Oh, I really wish I was there.
Well after the whistle, ruck getting blown up by a couple forward subs there in the front. Just absolutely smashing, I'm not sure who that is even. Tony Robinson maybe? Absolutely smashing Tony Robinson, driving him straight into the ground. He's up, he's moving, but oofta. Not a good look. Hayden DeTige coming in for Tony Robinson. Tony Robinson's had quite a day on his hands too. All subs on. Hayden DeTige went in. Kyle Banks went in for Andrew Harada. Big kick for touch. Touch just assumed that that was going to be a 5-meter line out, so that's where we're at now. That ball certainly looked like it went out the back of the try zone, but not sure. Time still sitting at 11:14 for the last couple minutes. But a ball stolen by the Tritons. Maceo Cummings from the area. About a home crowd for him here today. Kyle Banks. I felt that contact from up here. Big run for him. Alec Johnson getting a few steps in himself. Tritons forwards are charging, keeping possession. Kyle Banks getting the ball again. Digging out. Reese Smith gets this one out to Maceo Cummings on the outside. He's running hard into contact. Kyle Banks sidestepping one. What should have probably been a loss of 5. Ended up being a gang. And charged down Charge down and out the back of the try zone. It's going to be a 22-meter drop for the Tritons. Reese Smith just under immense pressure. The Lions are reading the kicks well. Clock's still at 11:14. I'm not sure. Sir's keeping the official time. I'm not sure where the time actually is right now. A deep kick from the 22 drop, though. Back to about the 25. A high ball by the Lion. Received brilliantly by Reese Smith in the air. An absolute read on that. Tuya Tupuola looking to break through the gain line. He's going to hit the ground, but not held, says the Sir, and up and charging he is. Another 10 meters out of that one. Dakota Southworth, lowering her shoulder. I believe that was Tanashi again, looking for another maul. Maceo Cummins. Kyle Banks. And that one's a maul. No chance to dig the ball out, says the Sir. Scrum down to the lines again. Yeah. Scrum down for the Lions.
The ref should take time as well.
Yeah, he should have time on his wrist. Misconnection there. Tight head for the Lions, loose head for the Tritons. What? That was yours. I don't know where yours is. That was the one you handed me.
Yeah, it's gone to 5 minutes.
About 5.5 left in this matchup. Sir sees something he's not really happy about. He's going to stop this scrum, reset it again. This one's good, says the Sir. Big push by the Lions. Finally getting held. What's the call? How's he offsides if the ball's out? Malachi Vantagiato, I believe is who that was. Chasing back to scoop that kick up. Tuya Tupuola getting that one unexpectedly. And he is planted on his back by the Lions. Kick over the top by Reese Smith there. Play on, says the Sir. Ball keeps falling on the ground here. Alec Johnson doing a brilliant job wrapping up the ankles of the ball carrier, would-be ball carrier. We got two guys down on the ground. That might have been a head-to-head. Reese Smith on a Lion. Gonna take a quick break here while we figure out what we're gonna do with the injuries. All appears to be well, thankfully. I believe the Lions player did step off. Reese Smith passing the CTE protocol there. Fantastic Derek Hankin, trainer for the Tritons, coming on to the rescue. Four minutes left in this matchup. Lions with the scrum. Ball lost forward.
Oh, intentional yellow.
What? Yeah, well, good news is I make training videos too. Ball one-handed, knocked forward. We're going to just call that a scrum down in favor of the Tritons. Because that makes sense. Uneven push for the scrum. Uneven push, says the sir. Re-scrum to the Tritons. Yeah, just the beard. And that non-called intentional is going to lead to a free kick for the Lions, and they're off to the races with ball in hand. Big counter ruck by Kyle Banks there, shucking a couple off of it, getting contact on the scrum hat before he gets that ball out there.
Yes, Sammy!
Sam Tribe doing a great job getting that man down, showing he released, and then get in there for the counter ruck for a poach. Not releasing the ball on the Lions is going to save the Tritons deep in their own territory. Reese Smith with a boot to come. About the center of the field. We'll see what he can get for distance on this one. That one's going to stay in with the backspin. Hayden DeTige getting juked out on the outside. Scooped up by a Triton, thrown into touch by the kicker himself. It's going to be a line out for the Lions, just outside the 10-meter mark. Less than a minute to go. Tritons desperately want to hold this one off. If anything, break free for one of their own. That would be brilliant. But keeping the score what it is going to be a victory at this point. Lions are knocking on the door. Their lineups have been perfect all day long. And thankfully I spoke too soon. We're going to have an option to the Tritons, scrum or line out. They're going to elect for a scrum on the 15. Short time remaining. Seconds remaining. Buzzer should be going off here in about one. And there it is. This will be the last play of this matchup, pending any penalties. Ball finds its way out. Reese Smith gets this one out. Gregor Gorley. Penalty in favor of the Tritons. And a tap and go by Reese Smith. He's going to need some support or this ball is going to get poached. Just looking to get one on the board, all the Tritons right now. Kyle Banks receiving that one behind him. Scooping it up well, though. Dakota Southward charging hard, putting a man on his butt. Oliver Quete securing that one. Kyle Banks getting rocked. Keeps a hold of that ball, though. Dakota Southworth knocks it on, and that's going to be the end of your matchup here. Brilliant game by the Lions. Some work to do for the Tritons. 58-0 is your final tally here in St. Charles for the A-side match. First 15 finishing up. Again, I'm Dan Peafish. I'm the voice of your Tritons. Big shout out to Philip Woodhouse and Javier Sanchez. Camera work, umbrella duties. It is a miserable, chilly, rainy day out here, so big shout out to them for being out here. Thanks for tuning in.